everybody, and welcome to the second episode of the Grassroots Ham Radio Podcast. I'm Jackson, VO1JQB.
Aaron, VO1FOX.
And I'm Mike, VO1AX.
And we're your hosts this evening. So sit back, relax, grab a cup of coffee. We have hot chocolate this evening. And enjoy the shows. Cheers, boys. So, we got a few topics to talk about tonight. First off, a little bit of local stuff going on with the three of us, some radio stuff going on. We're going to be talking about Winter Field Day. And before Winter Field Day, we're going to be talking a little bit of news. We have three big news topics, or two big ones and two kind of small ones. So, let's hop right into it. So first off, Mike, you want to talk about your new rig?
A new toy.
Your new toy. Give her.
All right, so last week, I was doing some research into the Yaesu System Fusion Wires X, which is their implementation of the digital mode. Of course, you got D-Star, you got DMR, you got NXDN, you got P25 and the like. Yaesu is going to be releasing some firmwares in the next 7 to 10 days, and actually, if anybody can look on Facebook for the posts that John Crook has posted from Hamcation this past week. It's very interesting. You'll be able to download the firmware to the FTM 400 and the FTM 100. Of course, the FT2 DR already has it. And when you implement this firmware, you press a couple of keys, whatever, you'll be able to turn your FTM 100 and FTM 100 into either an access point, so basically a glorified hotspot, and you'll talk to it with another radio to get on the Wires X system. You run your Wires software and connect, and then you key up with a second radio. Or two, you'd be able to put these radios into what's called HRI direct mode. And what that is, you'll connect it directly to a PC with the new SCU40 connecting kit, run your Wires X software, connect to a room, pick up the mic of one radio, and talk on the Wires X system. I found this very interesting and offered up my DMR radio for sale. And a friend of ours actually had an FTM 100 in the box he didn't really care for, and he jumped on it. So I took it in trade. So I've been very happy with it up until today.
Yeah, tell us what happened.
So I'm sighted impaired, and Yaesu is not very good with the blind. They really aren't. The software is excellent, but of course you got to go into the menus and you got to set the radio up to prepare to receive data. You got to set it up to prepare to send data. Fine. I wanted to update the radio. It had not been totally updated, so I wanted to bring it up to version 2.0 on the main software. Bring it up to 4.1 and higher on the DSP, and update the panel. Got my wife to help, and we ran the wrong firmware. We ran AUS, which is Australia, for the main, royally screwed the system. Powered it up, all we got was firm error. Now, all you Yaesu diehards that have been with these radios for quite some time are probably laughing. And we beat our brains over it. We did everything we could. And then finally I thought about it when I was relaxed and taking a breather. I said, you know what? We ran the wrong firmware. Went down through the list of firmwares that we have downloaded. Sure enough, at the bottom was USA. Not AUS, USA. Ran it, fixed it. Jackson came over before we started the podcast, took care of the rest. We updated the front panel, and bang, it's off and running, and can't wait for the new firmware in 7 to 10 days, and Jackson will be over to help again, because Aaron's going away on vacay.
Yep.
And we'll update it for the new Wires X implementation, and very excited about it.
Yep.
So I'm happy with the rig. Great audio. The 100 is. It's got a great sound to it, and it's compact, and I like it. I'm a sucker for Yaesu, even though they beat the hell out of you with trying to make things simple that aren't. So there you go. So that's my news that I did this week.
So, yeah, Aaron, what do you got?
Well, past I'm going to give it 2 weeks. I say the past 2 weeks I've been after selling some gear. I'm looking at getting an 857. And so if I get an 857, all the gear I have I don't really need because I'm looking at kind of downsizing the shack into a smaller kind of piece of kit.
Yeah, you kind of need that.
I don't really have... I thought about it, and within the next year or 2 years, depending on what happens, I might not have all the space for a dedicated VHF, UHF, VHF Marine, and HF. That's 4 feed lines, 4 separate antennas, 4 different radios, lots of wiring harnesses, and stuff I don't really want to worry about. So I sold my 2900, which was my VHF. I sold my VHF Marine. I sold 2 power supplies. And yeah, that's about it.
How much you make off it?
I've made 290-ish.
So basically, people got a steal on this kit.
And he's got a 7200 that he's thinking.
Yeah.
And he's got a FTM 3207 that he's thinking. Most likely 3207.
Yeah.
So, email him.
Yeah.
If anybody's listening and wants any of that.
His QRZ will be in the show notes. And you can also email the VO1GRC email. That goes direct to all 3 of us. So just include it in the subject heading. Yeah. Cool.
What have you been at, lad?
I haven't been out a whole lot radio-wise. Me and Aaron were down to my shack a little while ago. We messed with a rig blaster. Tried to get that hooked up to the 450 and my computer. So far, we can get it to transmit. We can't get it to receive, so we're getting somewhere. But we haven't really touched it recently.
Running VD1 in UQK at all?
Yeah. Recently, we've been doing some VD1 and UQK ops, me and Aaron. And in total, I'll tell you what we have so far. And we're back. So, with Victor Delta 1 November Uniform Quebec Kilo special event for the USS Truxtun and Pollock's 77th anniversary. More info on QRZ. QRZ will be in the show notes. We have 280 QSOs, 47 confirmed, with 31 countries. We also have our World Friendship Award, so yay!
We're doing all right.
We're doing all right
for part-time operation.
Yeah, very part-time. Me and Mike are going to be at it the weekend, probably. This weekend or next weekend?
This weekend.
This weekend. So we'll try and get some stuff in the log. That'll be the weekend this goes live.
Yeah.
So stay tuned.
Shack remodeling.
Yes.
All of that.
Stay tuned for us on the air. If you hear us, work us. QSL info is on QRZ, again, in the show notes. You get us a card and we'll get you a card. Because if we were to send cards out to, so far, 280 people, that's over $280 of postage and printing.
That's more like 400 or 500.
Yeah, more like 400 or 500.
500
It's
bucks
not
for the
cheap.
postage.
It's not cheap.
So yeah. But yeah, that's VD1 and UQK.
We're just a three-man operation. And
Yep. Other than that, my local Walmart does its site to store on channel 7 GMRS if you're interested. That's about all I got. So yeah, I suppose we can move on to a bit of news.
to our topics, yes.
Just break. So yeah, we're back again. We have a few news topics. Some of them are a slight bit old, but still relevant. First off, a brief note for any of you U.S. hams. Due to the government shutdown, which has now been fully restored by about 2 weeks, again, it's kind of old news by now. But due to that, you guys that are applying for licenses are probably going to have to wait. There's a backlog right now of, I'd say, a few weeks, maybe a few months, who knows.
November, actually.
Really?
Yep.
No. There you go.
As of the shutdown, they were backed up till November. They were only processing Novembers.
Yikes. Sorry, guys.
So you've got a few months.
I really feel for you guys. Cause
I really do, right?
Yeah.
I know when you're waiting for something, especially when you're waiting for something important, you're like checking every day.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, now you know there's probably a bit of a wait. Expect it. So that's the first bit of news we have.
And, and it's on vanities as well. So for you crusty old folks that want your fancy 2-letter calls, they're only processing November's.
Yeah.
As of like 2 weeks ago, once the government shutdown was ended.
So I'd say they're probably up to the next month, and maybe slowly working their way forward, depending on how many applications there were.
Yeah.
So
apparently there was only a total of like 70 employees dedicated to that in the beginning.
Yeah.
From what I read, and I'm guessing they're not too happy with all of this. You know, I honestly don't think they're going to go in 9 o'clock in the morning and like, geez, I got to worry about Jim So's call in Texas. They're probably more worried about, well, I'm back
how
to
they're
work,
getting paid.
but I'm a month behind on my mortgage and my car payment and everything else. So it's a sad situation, is what it is. And again, it's too bad that the ham hobby has to take a beating on stuff, right? It's, you know, if this was a cell phone thing, you could bet it would be righted in like a week. But it's a hobby, and
That's exactly what it is. It's a hobby.
It's a hobby, and it's, for the most part, it's viewed primarily as almost a CB type hobby.
Yeah, in some places.
Right. So it's not of great importance. I know my wife. I have a mobile on the car, and when my wife goes into different places, if I'm not with her, it's like, oh, you're one of them CBers, are you?
Yeah.
No,
I
my husband's a ham radio operator. What's that?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the lecture.
Yep. So what do you think, Aaron? Anything to add?
That's it.
Okay. So it's too bad, guys, but hang in there. You get processed. You get your vanity calls, and you'll get your first time calls, and
it's on the way.
Be patient.
Yep.
Sure, it'll be straightened out.
Next up, I am really upset about this, actually. I know a lot of maritime mobiles. Pay attention, because this could be relevant. So I'll read a little bit of the article here, and then we'll trade around our comments. This was, links will be in the show notes. This is published on VA3 Delta Bravo Juliet.ca. And the article was from January 30th. So again, it's a little bit outdated, but
10 days, 11 days.
Still relevant.
Yep.
The National Weather Service is dropping high seas and storm warnings on WWV and WWVH. And here's the article. The National Weather Service is discontinuing its high seas and storm warnings transmitted via National Institute of Science Technology, or NIST, WWV/WWVH time and frequency standard HF transmission, starting January 31st at 1800 UTC. It's way past. These warnings were aimed at the Atlantic, Gulf of Mexico, and the Pacific. So if you do any maritime mobile or you're a sailor, keep that in mind. You're going to have to source another location.
There is multiple other ways of getting weather information that,
Oh yeah, for sure.
when you're out at sea.
Yeah.
I can see why they're shutting it down. Now, I'm not. On one hand, it's not a good thing because there is,
over there?
yeah, sure.
Thanks, buddy.
There is still people that rely on weather from WWV, WWVH. Other hand of it, there's Maritime Mobile Service Net on 14.3 that they do. They do weather broadcasts on top every hour. WLO, Naval Radio not Naval Radio Station, but Radio Station WLO, which is a commercial station in the States. They do weather broadcasts as well as DSC and all the GMDSS stuff.
Pretty sure Boston does them too, don't they?
Boston does them. There's about a dozen stations that do them, as well as KPH on the coast of San Francisco. They do broadcasts over Liddy, 45 baud. So yeah, there's all kinds of other stations that do it.
This is a quote from them. This service is being terminated because weather information in the current broadcast format does not support frequent enough updates for changes in marine weather and cannot provide enough detail in the allotted window required by mariners to avoid hazardous weather. True. Additionally, sorry to cut you off, Mike. Additionally, alternative technologies and numerous media outlets that provide weather information in various formats have overtaken the need for providing weather information through the NIST frequency signals. Other sources, again, are available over satellite, telephone, the internet, marine
that's where I was going with it.
Facts, VHF, NWS, Coast Guard.
If you're out in your $250,000 sailboat. Now, on one hand, I mean, it means another reduction in ham radio related or whatever sort of stuff. Again, the money that they're going to save from it, it's, they're not going to put it back into the hobby or to the service they're taking it away from. But, if you're out in your $250,000 sailing boat, chances are you're not just out there with a 60s Heathkit transmitter receiver combo.
Yeah.
You've got a VHF. At least you should have.
Legally.
You've got probably marine HF. At least you should have. And, there's tons of other services. Like up here in Canada, we've got Environment Canada Radio that, that delivers a marine forecast and, all of that sort of thing.
And here in St. John's, if you were to head out to sea, you can hear that till about international waters.
Yeah.
Not reliably, but you can still hear it.
You could still hear it. And again, there's
especially if ducting comes in.
Yeah, and again, but you'd also get the HF side of it. I mean, we do have an HF service up here that you could get the weather, and and again, there's you've got, chances are you've got a pretty good satellite phone and everything else. It's just one of them things. Like it's, the governments are not going to pay huge dollars to man these complex transmitting stations. They cost a lot to run. They cost a lot to maintain. And I don't know if anybody's ever been listening to WWV or any of that lately, but it's become a hot spot for jamming, for people, more or less an on-air dummy load. Yeah. People have gone down to these frequencies and hit their Alpha 87 dead brick key to key up their antennas on 10 megahertz just to see if,
Yep.
So that's happening too. So, it's a shame that they got to discontinue it, but I support its discontinuation. I really do, because there's tons of other sources out there.
There is, yeah.
Right? I mean, like I said, if I'm setting sail around the coast of Newfoundland here in my $250,000 sailing boat, and that's what they are. I mean, let's be honest. Your average 30-foot sailor that sleeps 6 and whatever. I mean, you'd be lucky to get one for $250,000. I would lend to think that if you're going at such a venture, that you're going to have it.
Yeah, you've got equipment.
You're going to have it more equipped than just, well, I better throw my old Heathkit transmitter out there and receiver because you never know. No.
We got up here also 2182 kilohertz. It's Coast Guard, HF calling in distress. They also, if there's a high seas alert or anything like that comes over, they'll broadcast, tell you to go to 2598 kilohertz, and they'll broadcast that as well. Aaron, you want to talk about GMDSS real quick?
Sure. So GMDSS is the Global Maritime Distress Safety System. It was put in place in, I believe, the late 80s, early 90s. And what it is just a multitude of little networks and nodes and repeaters and links and all that other stuff thrown together in one standardized system. So if you're a vessel in the Black Sea, or you're a vessel in Antarctica, or wherever you're to, there's always somebody listening, either on HF, VHF, SATCOMs, 900 megs, probably not 900 megs, because
it's 900 megs.
Yeah, but there's always a way to get a hold of somebody, right, through the GMDSS system. Whether it be Last Chance Resort, like EPIRBs, they're all standardized sets.
For the love of God, have an EPIRB if you're going out to sea.
What's an EPIRB?
Emergency,
for those of us that agree.
Emergency position indicating radio beacon.
Okay.
So what it is, it's like a little tiny transmitter in a floating orange case. and you're in trouble, take it. I think there's a latch on some of them. Some of them they just automatically goes deploy.
Some of them, if they hit salt water, they deploy automatically, right?
And what they do is that they transmit out a little blip like that every 15, 20 seconds or so. I think it is. Might be wrong on that. It's been a long time since I looked at them. But all they do, they send your position up to a satellite takes it, relays it to a land Earth terminal, I believe that's what's called, and that relays your position, any other information you have entered into your system at the time, relays it to your nearest Coast Guard, search and rescue dispatch, anything like that.
Usually that information is going to be your location, which is automatic, persons on board,
vessel
name, stuff like that, right? So that's out there as well.
Bare minimum position and vessel name.
Yeah,
and that's going to be relayed then to the nearest search and rescue coordination center.
And all these moving pieces are standardized. So even if you get an EPIRB out of Japan, you get an EPIRB out of the States, an EPIRB out of Switzerland, they all transmit on the same fleets. They're all standard, operating procedures are the same. So that GMDSS is a great little system for keeping people safe.
For sure.
And I think that having GMDSS and AMBER and all these other systems that are working, I don't think the need for WWV to be transmitting these broadcasts is as much as what it was in 70s, 80s,
yeah, for sure.
90s, even early 2000s.
Yeah, because nowadays we got these services
and you got your weather facts, and you got your satellite comms.
Yeah.
Right. It's just that HF generally can be an unreliable when it comes to an emergency.
It can be, yeah.
It can be. But when you look at in the 30s to 40s to 50s and 60s, and even 70s for the most part, that's all you had, right? I mean, that's just it. Like,
not to mention conditions were better.
Right. Let's just take the Edmund Fitzgerald disaster in 1970, was it 5 or 76 on the Great Lakes, on Lake Superior? Mm-hmm. In that big vicious November storm, they probably wished they had I'm sure they had HF and they were in constant communication with stuff, but if they had modern satellite comms like we've got today, lives might have been able to have been saved because they would have gotten a chopper,
more than likely,
possibly, right?
Or
more.
Since the 70s, there's been lots of other things that have changed besides just comms. There's been regulations, there's been all kinds of other things changed.
Lots of search and rescue bases and all that, right?
Right.
But, anything else to add, guys?
That's all I have for that.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for that one, yeah.
Pretty right on.
Our final news topic is something that really excites me getting into the AMSAT side of things. For those of you who don't know, AMSAT stands for Amateur Radio Satellite. So China is to launch 2 amateur radio satellites in April 2019. Now here is the article. China conducted its second orbital launch of 2019 using a Long March 1-1 rocket, this time carrying 4 satellites into orbit. The launch took place from a mobile launch platform at the, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that, the word... Hiquan, maybe?
Like it starts with a J, but it looks like
Jiuquan.
Jiquan, I call it Jiquan.
Yeah. Satellite Launch Center at 0542 UTC on Monday for one of the payload customers, later confirmed by Chinese state media. For the record, article is in the descriptions, posted by Aliens. So, 2 new Chinese satellites with amateur radio payloads are planned for an April 5th launch. CAMSAT reported, I believe... CAMSAT stands for China Amateur Radio Satellite?
Probably,
yeah.
The 2 satellites are CAS-7 Alpha, that's Charlie Alpha Sierra at 7 Alpha, and Charlie Alpha Sierra at 7 Bravo. So CAS-7 Alpha will carry HT 21 and 29 megahertz and HU 21 and 435 megahertz.
They're going to be doing 15 and 10 meter FM. That's going to be interesting.
That's going to be very interesting.
Yeah. And HF up 15 meters and UHF down 435. That's going to be interesting as well.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know how they're going to do that. That's like you're going to have like a 15 meter dipole and just floating it around.
Yeah.
There's no problem, dude.
No, it's not a problem. Nothing's a real problem if you think about it.
Like a small little 15-meter Yagi monobander.
Yeah. I mean, it's space. You can do anything in space. They're also going to have
ground stations. Working them.
VU linear and VU FM transponders, a UHF CW telemetry beacon, UHF alpha
B25.
X-ray.
B25.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. 4.8, 9.6 kbaud.
Yeah. GMSK telemetry.
And 3 centimeter.
3 centimeter.
That's up in the gigs.
1 megabyte per second.
Yeah, figure what
GMSK image data from an onboard camera. That is going to be cool. I'm excited for that. Onboard camera? Oh, yeah. CAS-7 Bravo is a 500 millimeter sphere spacecraft weighing 3 kilograms. It will carry a VU transponder and a VHF CW telemetry beacon. This is thanks to the AMSAT news service, by the way.
3 centimeter band is 10 gig.
Now, here's the thing.
That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, Mike, go ahead.
That's a band.
So that actually means, okay, so if we want to take part in that, we're going to need a rig that can do basically 160 DUHF, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
857.
Yeah. 7100 from ICOM. I don't know if Kenwood has one.
706.
706.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm really interested to see how the HF up and down is going to work.
Yeah, that's gonna be cool.
Like, okay, so it's the HF down?
HF up and HF down. 15 meters up and 10 meters down. FM.
Okay, so that might not be too bad.
No, but it's going to be interesting. There's nothing going on.
It is going to be interesting.
Like 15 meters FM is not being used by anything. The allocation's there, but no one uses it.
Yeah. So is that essentially okay? So most rigs could do split.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you'd set VFO A 21 megs. I don't know. I'm just going to say 21. VFO B 29 megs. Hit your split. Right. Transmit. See. Transmit. See. I'd say all you do, like if you see this thing, I don't know enough about it, but I figure if you're just running a vertical, so to speak, and you time it so that the satellite will be coming up over the curve of the Earth, your signal will go out and hit it, like on a flat plane, instead of aiming for it like you do 2 meter and 70 centimeters.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to aim that beam.
No, you wouldn't be able to aim it, so you'd have to time it for when it comes up over the curvature of the Earth for you to...
And it'd be low elevation too.
You could though, because what you could do is you could track it a little bit, because does it stay in that track for all time?
No, it's not
definitely
synced.
not.
It's not synced. It's just.
So you can't watch it for a couple of days and say, okay, I need to put my 15 meter 2-element Yagi on this plane. I need to put my 10 meter 2-element Yagi on this plane. Lock it down. The satellite will be here in an hour.
You could if you were very, very smart, but we don't have that technology.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know enough about satellite to comment on it really, except to say that it's, that's great news for sat operators. I mean, I would think that a vertical setup would probably work a little better.
I mean, that's what you'd have to do, and you'd have to, you wouldn't be able to do very high orbit, because you wouldn't have much going on.
You need to do low passes.
And you need a rig that can do, like, I'm not even sure if a modern rig can split that far.
Why not? You can band split on an in.
Can you band split that far?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see.
I'm not sure if you can, right? If you can actually transmit on one band and receive on another.
We heard people doing that up at Cabot Tower when we were operating up there.
Right, but I know you can do it on the one band because I do it all the time when I'm chasing the X. But
no, you can go. You can go like I go on my rig. I've gone VFO A, like let's say 160
which is
VFO
your
A,
main, yeah,
and VFO B to 10 meters, and hit split. And when I key, I'll go from 160 to 10, and go back to 160 when I don't key.
Okay,
right? You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, okay. So I mean, that's great for that. I mean, we're getting into satellite. Hopefully, we're going to get someone.
Just gonna go check the camera.
A guest to fill us in on satellite. Maybe do a podcast on it. And, wouldn't mind having a stab at that. I mean, because we tried our sats for Winter Field Day, and judging by that, I mean, trying to sling around two big 2-element beams would be a little difficult to track that satellite.
Yep.
So, well, we'll see. I mean, we'll see how it goes, and if we know when it's going to pass, we'll make it a point to probably be out at the shack, and
we might be able to give it a shot,
right? Because I have 2 antennas out there. I mean, I've got an inverted L that would probably do the trick on one band, and the vertical would do a trick on the other. So
yep.
Right.
And that brings us to our next topic, unless you guys got anything else to add.
No, like I said, I don't have enough knowledge of sats to really comment.
Yeah, we're getting there.
I mean, for the sat viewers of this podcast, I mean, you guys might be like breaking out the scotch now, right?
Leave your comments below.
Yeah. Fill us in, educate us.
The only thing I hope, because you see, they're using 15 meters, which is HF, which a lot of people use that for either sideband, teletype, CW, or whatever other modes you guys do.
What have you?
Yeah.
So when they're doing FM, I'm hoping that they put a tone on it. Because if they don't, even if someone is running, like if someone's doing RIDI, and the satellite's in orbit around that AO, I say it still could key it, because it is a carrier, right?
Yeah.
If they're using carrier squelch, FM, if someone keys up putting out a carrier, it's going to
I'm pretty sure they're going to do that.
So I'd say there's probably going to be a tone on it. So
There's
watch,
probably going to be for 100 hertz tone or something.
or something,
something like that,
so
right?
Keep an eye on that.
Right.
That's all I have on
Yeah,
that.
because most of the repeaters on 10 meter FM are tone related too. They've got tones because, like you said, it'd be no trouble to go up to 29,600 and key up something.
And key up like a dozen repeaters,
Right?
Yeah.
if propagation.
So, yeah. So that's great. Great on the sat stuff.
Mm-hmm. And that brings us to our next topic, Winter Field Day. The video's in the link description. That's it for Winter Field Day. All right, guys, that's the podcast. No, I'm kidding. So, I'm really excited about this. This is going to be a bit of a conversation.
All right.
So, Winter Field Day, obviously the video was uploaded. This video was filmed after Winter Field Day. In fact, our first podcast was filmed about an hour before Winter Field Day. Both of those are the Winter Field Day video. It'll be in the description and in the end screen at the end of this video. And the podcast will be in a playlist with this one as well. So, as well at the end. So Winter Field Day, our results, terrible by contest standards. We got 100 contacts total, but it's Winter Field Day. It's not about the contacts, right, guys?
Yeah.
Nope.
So, forget what the math was now for points, but that's not important.
Yeah, we're not sure.
We're not sure.
So maybe somebody can help us out with it.
Yep.
We, by the QSO points count, we had 306 points.
Yes.
Then we had 3,000 points for the indoor op, which was a cabin. And so you got 1,500 points for that. And we got 1,500 points for running on alternative power, mainly a generator. All right. We worked 3 different modes, CW, digital, and phone. But maybe that's where we went wrong, because maybe the CW digital counts as one mode. That might bring it a bit more perspective on the numbers.
Maybe.
And we worked 4 bands. So I don't know. I know we didn't get over 30,000 points. So, and generally what you do is you multiply, and you multiply, and you multiply. So maybe the CW digital counts as one mode, and the phone counts as one mode, which might bring it into a bit more of a perspective.
Maybe.
I thought we had like 6,200 and something points. But I could be wrong. I'm not sure how to do the math. Our logs have been submitted, have they not? Have you submitted the log?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So maybe somebody can comment.
Yeah, leave a comment below.
Leave a comment below.
Shoot us
and
an
say,
email. Whatever.
yeah, judging by that, you got X amount of points. Educate us again
Yeah.
on it. But we have ball.
Oh my God, we loved it.
You know, we did some EME. We did some, and that's not the.
We tried.
Well, we
some
did.
EME.
We did. We tried it. We did it. You know,
we did hear.
We heard something.
We heard something
because we all picked up on it at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I said, we
All
just
four of us.
couldn't. You know, if I was
Couldn't
called
swear
off to
by
a
it.
judge somewhere in a court, no, I couldn't swear by it. But all four of us perked up when we heard this beat
At the same time.
at the
Fourth
same time.
person being Mike's XYL,
Yeah.
by the way.
So,
And she's not even a ham radio operator,
No.
and she picked up on
and
it.
she picked up on it. So
there you go.
we probably heard something. You know, there's probably a good bit. We copied 2 stats, which
Yes.
was very exciting.
We copied AO95 and CAS4 Bravo.
Cast 4 Bravo.
I'm going to pause right here, load the clip. Turn that down a bit. What is she?
Osmond 208.
She's coming back.
There she is. Copy that.
Oh, somebody sent the test. Contest. You got it. You got a K. Oh, this is wicked.
Elevation?
Elevation 8.
Run up.
1907. Elevation 8.
Elevation what?
8.
8. That's your point right there. 8 for goodness.
Let's see what's her strength?
Nothing.
No, she's
Just let it go.
What's it saying? What's the transfer?
Random shit.
That's good there. Whoa.
That's 5.
She's coming around. She hits 85 plus 8. That's going to be spot on. What's she do? Wow. Woo!
Listen to that.
Beautiful.
That's 7.
Oh, yeah.
Osmond 188. Elevation 6.
Yes, sir. Got a girl. Speak to my fucking antenna.
Ladies and gentlemen, CAS4 Bravo, satellite.
Dude.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
Oh, I knows it is.
And my Jimmy hauling freight from Chicago to St. Louis. Lord, I see her every day.
Boys, we are live again.
We are live. At the news desk.
So,
I'm the
yeah.
host. No, he's the host.
It's dark and cold for the weather report.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mike.
Yeah. That was the satellite clip. We were going to try to talk to some satellites, but here's the thing. We had my MYT. We had 3 portables. We had 706. And
That's it.
It was
That's
freezing.
it.
And it was freezing.
it was freezing. The MYT and the 706. The 706 got no FM transmit. The MYT
It's only FM.
is only FM, and when it comes to frequency shifting, it goes by increments of 5 kilohertz. So that's an issue when you're talking Doppler shift. I would have used my 2 Baofengs, because that's what the other local sat op does, and he does a stellar job with it, by the way.
Yeah, 'cause you can get down to 2.5 kilohertz steps.
Yeah.
Which are nothing at that point.
Yeah, which is perfect.
Yeah.
5 is too much.
But I didn't have the right SMA connectors. I had plenty of SMA males, but no SMA females. So, not only that, but you guys saw in the field day intro that block of wood with the antenna sticking up. That's what we were using.
Yeah.
So, trying to wheel that around, I don't know if you saw in the video, but I was going like this. It was that cold. So we never
He
talked
almost took my left eye out. No, he could have taken my left eye out because that's the bad one. Actually, they're both bad, but
Yeah, no shit.
right? But the left one he could have, but anyway, he was dancing around, and we were out there at night, so it was dark.
Yeah, it was dark. It was cold.
Right? But you'll see the clip.
Yeah, it was fun. I loved it. And when we first heard AO 95, we were moving around. Aaron was reading out bearings. Mike was holding the compass. I was watching and waiting and moving, seeing if I could hear anything. And all of a sudden, this S9 signal goes, and we lost our minds. Holy crap. Yeah. We were not expecting it. We didn't think we were hearing nothing. But when we heard that digital signal, man, we lost it. I got goosebumps. We all screamed.
It was great.
Yeah. And Cast 4 Bravo. You heard the CW signal. That was strong.
That was just awesome.
Yeah. It was pretty cool.
Right.
So, will we be doing that again? Damn right.
Hopefully, and then we'll actually, if we can get because the CW tone that you've heard would definitely, the tracking that we did would be definitely long enough to exchange.
Most definitely.
Whiskey 6 XYZ or 59 in Newfoundland. Thanks for the 59 in Western California 73.
Well, we had that set for at least 7 minutes or more. The video was condensed a lot.
It was a good amount of time.
Yeah.
That we had to set.
So we're going to work on it. And summer coming on, it's going to be great when we get at some stuff. And
we have some funds that we have for our little group here. I keep them in an ammo box, secure. We may end up putting that stuff towards satellites. We'll have to talk about it. I might end up building a satellite antenna. I tried for Winter Field Day, but it didn't work out too well. So
actually, it wasn't bad. The issue was the transmission.
No, I'm talking about the VHF beam that I made.
Yeah, but still, like what we had out there.
What we had, a piece
of... If we knew how to set up for transmit, we would have got it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because we definitely heard it.
Yeah.
We copied it, right? We copied the code from it,
yeah.
from Cast 4 Bravo. And, so if generally if you can hear it,
yeah, exactly,
say it is, you can work it.
Yeah. And I didn't record this, but the making of that satellite setup, we had the UHF beam, which was, it was coat hangers. We had Mike's VHF beam, which had a 3-to-1 SWR.
Yeah.
We couldn't get it any lower, so Aaron's going to work on that.
Mm-hmm.
We had a 2x6 that you saw in the video was cut down to maybe a 2x2.
Yeah, and hollowed out to make a hand grip.
Yeah, we had to chisel off the side so it wasn't digging into our hand.
Yeah, it was great.
It was great. It was great.
That's what field days about. So
me and Mike spent how long on that?
Not long. We might have been 45 minutes cutting that up.
Yeah, cutting it, mounting everything.
Yeah.
Also, for the record, it says in the video, Mike's talking to somebody, I forget who it was, and he says vertical. Our antenna was a inverted L.
Just a homemade one. We just threw
a homemade, threw up inverted L.
Yeah.
It's just a, what wire? 10 gauge wire.
Yeah.
We just stripped it off, threw it up. And I didn't get any footage of that. It completely slipped my mind. But, yeah.
But it's because I use a vertical all the time. That's when
exactly.
So it just sometimes it becomes second nature, right? Into a vertical.
Yep. But
because it was exciting too, because we worked the VA6.
Yeah, that was. We heard like meters, 3 or 4 VAs in the log. So
good all for barefoot though.
Yeah, 100 watts, right?
100 watts.
But
we had a good time.
So it was great.
Lots of those QSOs. If you're watching and you worked at some Winter Field Day and you confirmed this on QRZ, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
You're contributing.
Yeah.
And we ran in UQK, got those 100 QSOs. Had a good time. Lots of sats. It was good. Anything else, guys?
No.
Well, not really. Not on this side of it. But our next big thing that we're doing, I guess we could touch base on that. What's coming up?
Yeah. So in this weekend, I'll probably record a small little video. Nothing too crazy, but you guys seem to like shack building and stuff, considering 3 of my desk builds got more views than most of my videos on my channel. So I'll probably do a small little clip there of us working. Maybe set the camera up and just let it run, live stream it, who knows. So that's coming up this weekend. The weekend this podcast is uploaded. And then the 1st and 2nd of March, I believe.
First weekend in March, whatever date that is. I think that's the 2nd.
That's the 2nd and 3rd of March is the ARL DX contest.
And that's a big one.
That's a big one. That we do that every year.
Yeah.
So, Aaron, you'll be back for that?
Oh, yeah.
so
I'll be back. I'll be back on the Thursday
You'll be
before.
back.
Yeah.
I'll be back on the Thursday before. I'll sleep the full Friday, and I'll just
Haminator.
Yeah.
That's what
So,
we call them. We call
we call them the Haminator.
I coined them the Haminator.
Yeah.
Right.
We like to say he's got to beat him up his arse.
Yeah.
If we can't work a signal, he hops on the radio and he's got a first call.
And he's got his paw up, right?
Yeah.
So, I just feed him. I just inject the coffee IV needle into him, and black tape his hand to the key, and
let him go.
you know.
So that's going to be our big one.
It's kind of like my version of FT8. Like my FT8 that I do. I know it's boring, but I wait for the computer to prompt me. Do I want to log this call sign? Whatever. Well, Aaron is like that for us because we hook him up to the IV and strap his hand to the key, and then he just goes. Right? We just watch him.
Yeah.
watch the eyes slowly glaze over.
Yeah.
And we watch the QSOs just scroll up the log as he's typing. It's
Yeah, me and Mike will go out in the living room. We'll sit down, have a beer, have a chat, come back in 3 a.m. He's still just going, typing and going. And he's like, boys, I need a break.
A couple hundred QSOs in the log for 2 or 3 hours, right? So that's our big one coming up now. That's the ARRL.
That is forecast to be the next upload date for the podcast. Now, if we can swing it, if we're not too busy operating, maybe the night before we'll record an episode and slam her up online that night.
Yeah.
That's too
We'll have to teleport Aaron in because he's on vacation.
No, he'll be back by then.
Not this weekend, he won't.
No.
If we do one.
Not this weekend, no. But if we do it for the
I'll take some photos of the hand gear where I'm going.
Yeah, so
we'll get something up for you. We'll plan.
Maybe that might be the best thing. Like maybe the next one that we do load up would be a good one with ARRL footage, Aaron's footage from vacay.
Yeah.
Right?
Maybe.
Maybe our exploits with updating my FTM 100 to the new Wires X features.
Yep. So, next episode, to be determined.
To be determined. But we haven't exactly got on a fixed schedule with these.
Yeah.
It's like when
we're trying this every 2 weeks thing.
Yeah.
So far, so good. But, we're only 2 episodes in.
So we'll see what happens. But you'll
see.
definitely have one that'll cover the ARRL DX SSB footage with my desk remodeling build in it. Some NUQK footage.
Yep.
We're doing that this
NUQK
weekend.
is over when? 26th?
February 26th.
Aaron, maybe. No, never mind. We'll talk about that later.
Send it.
We'll talk about that later.
All right, sir.
But, yeah. So, next episode, to be determined. It's either going to be on the 2nd of March or the 9th of March. Or maybe it might be on the 3rd, depending on...
Well, recording.
Yeah, depending on how we do it.
Yeah. Posting will be certainly later. I mean, we're not going to post it the day we record, but...
Yeah, I might be able to get it uploaded and edited.
Tell you what, just stay tuned, okay?
Yeah, stay tuned. Yeah.
Stay tuned.
We can do this online. Just stay tuned.
We can, yeah.
And bear with us, folks, because we're new at this.
We're very new. I've watched some videos. I listen to podcasts. That's my knowledge. I'm not a pro.
No.
Aaron, he can't even hold a camera properly.
I mean, we're not ex-broadcast engineers, and
yeah, exactly right.
so we're having fun doing this, drinking coffee, drinking hot chocolate, spewing our BS, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Right. Leave us a note, leave us a message, send us a mail, all that.
Yeah.
QRZ us.
Yeah. Where can they find you, Mike?
QRZ, basically. My email address is there. You can also get me on YouTube under VO1AX. I guess you'll post it in the show notes.
Yes, sir.
So mainly QRZ and YouTube. You can find me.
Yeah. Aaron?
You can find me mostly on QRZ
or QRZ.
or QRZ again, or God only knows what else.
You really need to get a hold of them.
Go through one of them to get a hold of me.
Yeah.
Because I've been taking my mind to get up and walk 500 or 600 kilometers and take a month to myself. I can do it.
Yeah, and I am obviously on this channel. VO1JQB on YouTube for anybody who may be watching through a shared link. I'm available on QRZ, V1JQB. Again, through the V1GRC group email. And I think that is it.
That's pretty much it.
So thank you guys so much for watching this episode. Click right here, and you're gonna get Winter Field Day. Click above that, and you're gonna get the podcast. Click right here, and you can subscribe to my channel. Other than that, thank you guys for watching. 7-3, and we'll catch you in the next
You got mine in there?
one. What?
Click there for Mike.
Yeah, click there for Mike.
Click there for Mike.
Click there for Mike too.
Damn it, I was just gonna clue it up too.
Yeah.
Well, up here, because there's other things here. So,
Yeah.
okay, click there.
I'll see if I can put a link to the video there. I don't know if I can do that, but yeah.
Click a timestamp.
Here's some stuff. And
Here's some stuff.
click everywhere for everything.
Leave a comment.
Leave a comment, leave an email, shoot us some fan mail, shoot us your shot, give us something to look at, give us something to talk about. So yeah, thank you guys for watching.
Alright, thanks guys. I'm Mike, VO1AX.
VO1JQB
And VO1FOX.
and 7-3.